Hello and welcome to the JT Learn tutorial for English 3. To access our JT Learn page, you will scroll below your class schedule to your active learning space, and you will click on your active learning space titled English 3 2015-2016. Okay, so we're going to start by talking about the calendar. The calendar will include all the information that you need so you understand what's happening on a day-to-day basis in class. So this becomes especially useful if you happen to miss a day. So for example's sake, let's just click on last Friday's date, introductions. Okay. Sometimes on the calendar items there will be some notes included in the description. So if there is anything included, it's important to read it. So here we have a description of the requirements for your introduction letter that you will write by next Sunday. Also attached to each day on the calendar is the agenda for class that day. Now, if we click on the agenda, you'll recognize this as the agenda that we use to start and end class, but you'll also notice that there may be things that are blue and underlined. This is a hyperlink that will take you to any documents or content, videos, for example, that were used in class that day. So, if we click on a letter of introduction, you will see the letter of introduction that I read to you guys in class on Friday. Another important feature of the calendar is that every week on Sunday, the weekly checklist will be posted. So for this week, lesson 1.1 is your weekly checklist. So if you click on that, it'll take you to a link for that lesson. And this is the list of all of the different activities that you will complete by the end of the week. And notice how there are hyperlinks to all of the content that you are going to need to complete each of these tasks, whether it's a screencast tutorial or an office mix or just a simple document or anything really. Some of these activities will be completed in class, and those activities will be indicated on the classroom schedule that appears on the front board. So for example, today in class we are completing the JT Learn Blend Space lesson. So if you look on the board, a number 1 is written next to our item on the board. Now, everything that is hyperlinked within the calendar, everything that's posted to the calendar, is going to be accessible in other places on JT Learn as well. So every single document that is on the calendar is going to be housed in the unit document library. So right now we just have one unit, Unit 1. So if you were to click here, you would see all of the documents that are posted to the calendar currently. You'll notice the weekly lessons are all here, the introduction we went through last week, the syllabus, the parent letter, everything is here that we've worked through so far. Now at this point, the document library is relatively empty because it's early in the school year, but as we get deeper into the lesson, there's going to be more and more documents, and it might be more difficult to find what you need if you don't want to worry about going back through the calendar. So you can do something really simple. You can sort according to document type. So if you hover over document type, this little arrow pops up, and it gives you the option to filter according to document type. So let's say you wanted to just be able to find a weekly lesson. You click on lesson, and there you go. Everything is sorted according to just the lesson, so it gets rid of everything else. Now, another thing that you can do is actually just search. Here, I'm going to clear here for a second. You can also just search here to find a file. So if I know that I need week 1.1, I search there and it finds that document for me. So pretty simple way to find what you need. Again, in case you don't want to go back through the calendar or you forgot exactly what day we did something, you can find the documents here. Also, all of the tutorials that you're going to be looking through, anything that's posted to YouTube, is going to be posted on my YouTube channel. So you can just click here to find the tutorial that you're looking for. Now we're going to talk about the features that are available to you using this left-hand navigation bar. So we'll start from the top. Assignment submission. This link will take you to our Google Doc folder specifically for our classes that will essentially be where you're going to submit all of your summative assignments. So to click, when you click on it, it's going to take you to a sign-in page. You're going to sign in with your school email address. So you want to make sure that if you have a personal Gmail account, you've logged out of that account. Otherwise, you're going to get an error message. So you're going to type in your school email address. For me, I can just click on it. And then once you sign in, this is the page that's going to appear. Now, I've already added these to my Google Drive. If you look in the upper right hand corner on your screen, you're going to see this button will say Add in Drive. So you're going to click on that. Once you click on it, it'll change to Open in Drive. So you can either click here or you can click on this link to take you to your Google Drive. Now if I go to my Google Drive, I will be able to see my folder. Now I have multiple folders, but you should see this folder pop up that says English 3. So if you click on English 3, depending on which class period you're in, you're going to click on that class period's assignment folder. And then here's the folder for introduction. So your letter of introduction will be posted to this folder. Later on in the week, we'll talk about exactly how to add that document to this folder, but you know how to access it. Now we're going to talk about the enrichment notebook. So this notebook is going to have extra practice activities that relate to some of the different skills that are going to be assessed with each unit. So you'll notice I just have units set up for this semester. We have 4 units a semester. And then if you click on a unit, you'll see the different exercises that are available. So each exercise will have some practice questions. There will be a link to the answers. But there's also going to be a tutorial on that particular skill that you should probably read through or watch before you try answering the practice questions. So you can really access this anytime you want. Maybe you recognize that you need extra practice with comma splice errors, for example. Or perhaps I notice that you need some extra help, so I'll ask you to do these extra questions. But this will be a really important resource as we build our skills and progress as writers throughout the year. Okay, underneath the Unit 1 Documents link, you'll notice a link to Socrative. I'm not going to click on this right now, but essentially we're going to use Socrative quite often to complete our do nows. So if you are directed to go to Socrative, all you have to do is come to our JT Learn page, click on Socrative, and then follow the instructions that will be posted on the board for you. Underneath Socrative are some links to helpful information. You can access your syllabus here. I've already talked about the YouTube channel, and then here are a couple other links that will have helpful information. This link will take you to a glossary of literary terms, which will become especially useful when we start reading literature. This link will take you to Purdue University's online writing lab. So any questions that you have about MLA, in-text citations, grammar, or punctuation can be answered from Purdue OWL. This particular page will take you to a PDF that shows you how to evaluate websites. So this really comes in handy when it's time to conduct research, so you can evaluate a website to decide whether or not the information in that website is unbiased and valid and worth including in your research paper. Okay, we're almost finished. Just 2 more quick notes about JT Learn. First, going back to the calendar, any due dates for assignments will be posted to the calendar, so you all know that your introduction letter is due by midnight on the 30th. So here's a little reminder for you. You will also notice, going back to the calendar, that some days we will not be working all together, all right? So for example, here we're going to have a split day on the first day of September. So if you click on split day, there will be some notes written in the description that will explain which groups will be working on which activities. So I'll let you know what group you're in beforehand, but it's important to just kind of know ahead of time what you're going to be expected to do that day. And the very last thing is, since OneDrive has, or I'm sorry, not OneDrive, once JT Learn has been updated, it's easier to get to your OneDrive. So you'll notice up here in the upper right hand corner is a direct link to your OneDrive, which is pretty easy, but you can still access it through the old way. If you hover over Student Resources, you can go directly to Office 365 to access your email and OneDrive. So that is all. If you have any other questions, or any questions I suppose, that weren't answered in this tutorial, please, please, please ask me if you need help, and thank you for your time.